The 2022 Chevrolet Bolt EUV. With a barrage of mass-produced EVs hitting the scene lately, Chevy's offering to the segment, the Bolt, was looking more and more expensive by the day. Paying over $40,000 for a small hatch didn't make much sense when you could get a competent product like Tesla Model 3 for that money. So, for the 2022 model, the automaker introduced some new features and reduced the price by $5,000. However, to not create a vacuum and let the competition capitalize on it, the Bowtie also introduced a bigger, SUV-like product called the Bolt EUV. It is priced on par with the outgoing Bolt and happens to be the first Chevy product to be offered with Super Cruise. Is this going to be the next big thing for the automaker in the EV market? 2022 Chevy Bolt EUV exterior. With the growing fondness for crossovers and SUVs amongst the customers, this was bound to happen at some point. The Bolt EV has a tallboy stance and Chevy took it a notch up with the EUV. It looks very similar to the hatchback in terms of styling: slim LED headlights, the big mouth on the bumper, and the boomerang-shaped fog lamp housing make the EUV look sharp and bold. The car is much longer than the standard Bolt and it is evident when viewed from the side. The wheelbase is a tad bit longer, too. The Bolt EUV measures 169.5 inches in length, 69.7 inches in width, and 63.6 inches in height. This makes it 6.3 inches longer, and 0.2 inches wider and taller than the new Bolt EV. The wheelbase measures 105.3 inches, making it 2.9 inches longer than the Bolt EV's 102.4-inch wheelbase. The tracks are 59.5 inches wide at the front and back, making it 0.4 inches wider than the hatch version. 2022 Chevy Bolt EUV interior. The Bolt EV and the EUV share the same cabin. Step into the driver's seat and you'll be welcomed by a sweet flat-bottom steering wheel. It comes with a region-on-demand paddle, an 8-inch digital instrument cluster that displays information about the maximum, average, and minimum range, the speed, and warning lights amongst the other standard stuff is placed behind the steering wheel. The EUV can be had with a panoramic sunroof. This makes the cabin feel more spacious and airy than the Bolt EV. Chevy should have at least offered a different upholstery on the EUV, but no, it wears the same triangular geometric pattern with contrasting color stitching as the hatch model. You can opt for heated and ventilated seats, though. On the center console is a 10.2-inch touchscreen system that supports wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. A wireless charger is also offered. All these things come as standard here. The EUV comes with a new electronic gear shift design that uses pull toggles and push buttons. This makes the cabin more spacious. A new one-pedal driving button is present that keeps the system active between drive cycles. The 2022 Bolt EUV offers 40 inches of headroom, 44.3 inches of legroom, 54.6 inches of shoulder room, and 51.4 inches of hip room at the front. At the rear, it offers an identical headroom and legroom of 39.1 inches, legroom of 36 inches, shoulder room of 52 inches, and hip room of 50.2 inches. In the first row, the dimensions are almost identical to the Bolt EV. At the rear, however, you get 3.1 inches of extra legroom. The EUV is 6.3 inches longer than the standard Bolt EV, but the wheelbase is only 2.9 inches longer, so, you would expect the extra length to offer more cargo space, but surprisingly, the Bolt EUV has a slightly smaller cargo area. It offers 16.3 cubic feet of cargo space behind the second row and 56.9 cubic feet of space with the second row folded. In comparison, the Bolt EV offers 16.6 cubic feet of space with all the seats in place and 57 cubic feet of space with the rear seats folded. Not the best space management by Chevy in the case of the Bolt EUV. Apart from the two standard trims, the EUV will also come with a launch edition. There's no word on how long it will be available and how many copies Chevy will be making. It comes with stuff like unique wheels and badging. Super Cruise driver assistance feature illuminated charge port panoramic sunroof. 2022 Chevy Bolt EUV powertrain. The Bolt EUV rides on the same BEV2 platform as the standard Bolt EV and makes use of the same powertrain as well. A permanent magnet electric motor that makes 200 ponies and 266 pound-feet of twist sends power to the front wheels. The official performance figures are revealed yet, but expected to be on par with the Bolt, or slightly slower due to the size and weight, so we're probably looking at a sub-7 second 0 to 60 miles per hour time and a top speed of around 90 miles per hour. The Bolt EUV weighs 3,679 pounds, which makes it 90 pounds heavier than the 2022 Bolt hatch. 2022 Chevy Bolt EUV battery and range. Chevy has deployed the same battery here, which is a 65 kWh battery pack that delivers an EPA estimated range of 250 miles. This is 9 miles less than the Bolt EV. Nonetheless, it is quite impressive and is the best range from a non-Tesla production EV, after the standard Bolt hatch, of course. The charging times are also pretty much the same. Connect it to the 240 volts outlet for level 2 charging up to 7.2 kilowatts and your Bolt EUV will take approximately 7 hours to fully charge. When plugged into a standard 120 volts household outlet, it adds around 4 miles of range every hour. The Bolt EUV also supports and can add 95 miles of range in 30 minutes, which is 5 miles less than the Bolt EV. The automaker has also introduced a new dual-level charge cord, which eliminates the need to purchase a separate charger for your home. It is basically a changeable plug that allows the owners to plug into a standard 120-volt 3-prong outlet for level 1 charging and a 240-volt outlet for level 2 charging. This cord comes standard with the Bolt EUV but is an optional accessory with the Bolt EV. 2022 Chevy Bolt EUV driver assistance features and warranty. The Bolt EUV is the first Chevrolet product to feature GM's Super Cruise. This Tesla Autopilot rivaling technology offers a hands-free driving experience on more than 200,000 miles of enabled roads in the US and Canada. It even comes with automatic lane changing, wherein you flick the turn indicator and the vehicle will switch lanes on its own. Super Cruise was first introduced on the Cadillac CT6 4 years back. It will be offered on the upcoming GMC Hummer EV as well. Other than the Super Cruise, the Bolt EUV also comes with Chevy Safety Assist as standard. It includes automatic emergency braking, forward collision alert, lane keep assist with lane departure warning following distance indicator, IntelliBeam, and front pedestrian braking. Some optional driver assistance technologies include rear cross traffic alert, HD surround vision, adaptive cruise control. Chevrolet is offering an 8-year, 100,000-mile limited battery system warranty on the Bolt EUV. 2022 Chevy Bolt EUV pricing. This is how the 2022 Bolt EUV is priced. LT $33,995, Premier $38,495, Launch Edition $43,495. This makes it $2,000 more than the 2022 Bolt EV's starting price, but cheaper than the outgoing Bolt EV. The 2021 Bolt EV was offered at $37,495 for the base LT trim and $42,695 for the Premier trim. As mentioned in our 2022 Bolt EV review too, the EUV could be eligible for federal tax credits. The Biden administration could pass a bill called the Growing Renewable Energy and Efficiency Now Act that gives a tax credit to 600,000 vehicles instead of the current cap of 200,000. This could be a big sales boost for GM given that Tesla and GM are the only automakers who have sold more than 200,000 EVs and are no longer eligible for the federal tax credits under the current regime. The only change is that instead of $7,500, the maximum credit will be reduced to $7,000. If implemented, the effective starting price of the Bolt EUV could be around $27,000, which is fantastic pricing. 2022 Chevy Bolt EUV competition. Hyundai Ioniq 5. It makes sense to pit Hyundai's latest offering with Chevy's crossover EV. The Ioniq 5 was launched recently and it looked very impressive on paper. It is larger than the Bolt EUV and features a completely different design philosophy. Hyundai will offer the Ioniq 5 with two different battery packs, 58 kWh and 72.6 kWh, and two different motor setups. With the small battery and single motor setup, it makes 168 horses and 258 pound-feet of torque and takes 6.1 seconds to 62 miles per hour. As for the range, it is rated to deliver 298 miles in its best avatar as per the WLTP cycle. The price is not out yet, but it is expected to start at around $42,000. Read our full review on the Hyundai Ioniq 5. Tesla Model 3. Unless you want to stick to an old, reliable brand or want a conventional interior and things that can be operated without using the touchscreen, the Tesla Model 3 makes a strong case for itself. The Model 3 in the base standard range plus model offers an EPA estimated range of 250 miles, exactly the same as the EUV. It also comes with a single motor setup, but it's mounted on the rear axle here and makes a lot more power, 283 horses and 317 pound-feet of torque. To be precise, the Model 3 is powered by a 75 kWh battery pack and takes about 8.5 hours to fully charge when connected to a 240-volt charging point. The Model 3 takes 5.3 seconds to 60 miles per hour and has a top speed of 140 miles per hour, trumping the Bolt EUV in both aspects. The Tesla Model 3 starts at $38,000, which makes it slightly pricier than the Bolt EUV. Read our full review on the Tesla Model 3. Final thoughts. The 2022 Bolt EUV is a very good package overall. It shares most of its parts, including the battery and powertrain, with the Bolt EV. While it may seem like a downer for some people, it has helped keep the cost of the EUV low. Also, the Bolt EUV needs to be looked at as a branched-out model of the Bolt EV and not a whole new offering per se. With such close pricing, the Bolt EUV will most likely cannibalize into the hatchback sales. There is probably some reasoning behind the pricing that the hotshots sitting in the headquarters will be able to give. Other than the rear legroom, the Bolt EUV doesn't have a significant advantage over the EV in terms of space. If you are going to use it as an urban commuter, the Bolt EV makes more sense unless you absolutely need the extra legroom at the back. So, the biggest differentiating point here will not be the footprint, it will be the option to opt for the Super Cruise and the panoramic sunroof that the Bolt EV doesn't offer. The 2022 Bolt EUV will be available from the summer of 2021. Love it, fantastic package that ticks all boxes. Super Cruise available, 250 miles of range is impressive pricing. Leave it, larger footprint doesn't translate to spacious interior or cargo space.
If you liked this video, please share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.